joining the Salesforce Nonprofit User Group in Tirana. And a quick household before we start. This is a free open session and it's going to be recorded and you won't miss it. You can check it later. One note I want to mention here is Miguel, Salesforce MVP, was going to attend with me tonight. He was on travel and his flight got delayed. And his flight now is just in 1 hour is going to land, and that's why he cannot make it this hour. And it's okay, we're going to have the presentation for Salesforce Headless 360 together. Let's go. No, this is not showing it well. Okay, so if you see the slide here for the presentation, every company must become an agentic enterprise. So we are starting from the whole industry, where the whole industry is heading. And the argument Salesforce is making, and honestly, it's not just Salesforce, but it's that every company is going to become what they call an agentic enterprise. And that means in practice, agents that can span every system and every workflow, can work that and can move forward on their own without someone clicking through it. And the customer needs can get anticipated instead of just answered. And so the whole industry is heading to the agentic enterprise. It's not just Salesforce making this. And this is theoretical. Salesforce actual reports real has reported real results where from the customer where they already doing as you can see here, Anthropic accelerated, Anthropic, Mr. Beast, Falabella, they already increased. And if you can see here, Anthropic accelerated the deal cycles by 60% using Slack. And also Mr. Beast team is saving about an hour and a half a day for employees. And Falabella is resolving 60% of their support cases autonomously. So going to the next slide, we have here. Going over, so what you can see, let's say here's the catch. So everybody wants this and almost nobody's actually there. So I can say the catch because Salesforce own research found that 88% of the IT leaders feel they can't meet the AI demand safely. It's not because they don't want AI, and it's more because they don't feel they can do it without breaking anything else. And it comes down to 4 blockers you can see here, and the context gap. The AI doesn't actually understand the business. The do-it-yourself trap, the DIY trap. So the idea that you have to do it to build it everything by yourself, every integration yourself, and there's the infrastructure lag. So your system weren't supposed and weren't built for this, and the AI governance. So the very real fear of an agent doing something that it shouldn't do with sensitive data. And I want to pause this slide specifically for the nonprofit community because 2 of these hit, for example, the hardest, the do-it-yourself trap. Most of you don't have engineering team, and most nonprofit organizations that don't have engineering team, and they have to do it to build custom integration themselves. And about the governance, so actually mostly of nonprofit, they are holding donor data, beneficiary data, sometimes data about vulnerable people, and the fear that doing something wrong is completely legit in this case. So to keep this in mind, because we're going to the next slides, we're going to proceed more how this is going to be used, why, and where to use this. So here you can see it shows there is a new way to build skills with MCPs. So MCPs, you have maybe heard about this term, is Model Context Protocol. And Salesforce Answer is a new way to build. So using the three things, using the skills, using this context protocol, MCPs, and metadata. And what I love about this slide actually here is because there's a lane in it for every single person in the room. So if you're a new developer, you have pre-built agent, you can use the pre-built agentic skills, meaning you have a behavior, what you want for the agent to do instead of plumbing or infrastructure. And if you're an architect, you have API, MCP servers to turn Salesforce into an engine uh, that plugs into your tool or IDE for the integrated development environment so you're using. And if you're admin, system admin, you have a lot of metadata. The metadata here are grounding by an agent understands your business. So going now to the Headless 360. So introducing the Headless 360 is one platform anywhere where humans and agent works. So first, what I would like here for this slide, what is important actually, what I would like is to define the headless plainly, because this word actually is sometimes sounds more intimidating than it is. And for 25 years using Salesforce means going into Salesforce and, like, as you know, going to a web browser like Google Chrome, login.salesforce.com, login then to Lightning, clicking through screens, and this all used to be the traditional way. Now with headless means all of that capability, like your business logic, your data, your workflow, your permissions, your governance, is now reachable without anyone opening the Salesforce UI. So the Salesforce user interface at all. That's it. So easy as it sounds actually. The logic is the same and the security is the same security, and it's no longer trapped behind the screen. It's just you work anywhere now without having the traditional Salesforce UI. But how Salesforce Headless meets the users? So let me go to the next slide. So we have the Headless 360, how the Headless 360 Salesforce allows to be the user where they are. Because the point is to you don't go to Salesforce, so you don't go to Salesforce, but Salesforce comes to you. So meaning you don't open a browser, you don't log into Salesforce.com, write it, log in UI, have the Lightning, but Salesforce comes to you anywhere you are. So the point is to meet the people where they already are and on both sides of the house. So for example, for developers, you build outside the Salesforce tools if you want to use. So if you use Agentforce Vibes, but also Cursor or any point code builder or Cloud Code or Codex, wherever you are, wherever you work, you can work on that environment, in that environment and make it with the same data, same permissions, same business logic, same workflows, work it for your Salesforce. And for the business user, work happens wherever they are. If you're a business user, so it can be Lightning or Slack, sure, but also it can be in ChatGPT, on cloud, or Microsoft Teams, or WhatsApp. And here's the reframe. Actually, Salesforce here comes to the user now. The user doesn't have to go to come to Salesforce. And for nonprofits, for the nonprofits, think about what they unlock. So the volunteers, the programs, the staff, the frontline people who never had a Salesforce license before and were never going to log in to the Salesforce. Now they can be part of this workflow anywhere they are in this case. But let's check more for is this demanded by other industries or just a new way? So here we can see the industry demands headless core. What does it mean actually? Before I show the product, I want to make one big thing actually here clear. The shift towards a headless core isn't just a Salesforce marketing position. It's not just Salesforce is positioning this. Okay, it's a pioneer on this, but it's not alone on this. The whole uh, community is converging on the same idea. And from 4 different angles, if you can see on the slide, on execution, the point that agentic AI can't actually succeed unless you connect agent decision to a real execution in your system. On agility, the idea that the area of a single UI is ending, and to survive the agentic shift, you have to decouple your business logic from the screen. On the scale, that a headless approach uh, is the way to keep your intelligent portable across the whole ecosystem, instead being trapped in one application, in one app. And the speed exposing your core capabilities to a headless layer lets the agent work at the speed of let's say it's more than a human speed, not just the speed of human clicks. And but checking more, because maybe you're asking like how this is powered, and but how the architecture is going to be powered in this case. So here you can see, in this slide, you can see the Salesforce 360 is powered by the Salesforce Agentic Enterprise Architecture. So you can see here the layers, so the system of engagement, system of agency, system of work, and the system of context. I want to go short on each of these. So the most important, this is one of the most important slides, and the architecture underneath is everything, and the 4-layer here. You can memorize this. I will start from the bottom, from the system of context. So at the bottom is the system of context. That's the data 360. Is your CDP, so the customer data platform. And it has also the MuleSoft, the connection, the Tableau, the zero copy, the real-time data, and it works with any data lake or warehouses. And this is the knowledge part, the system of context. And then above this, on the top of that, is the system of work. That's the customer 360. So all the apps you have been using, sales, service, experience, marketing, commerce, and the industry clouds. And here also is the nonprofit cloud. And I want to notice that the nonprofit cloud isn't a side product, but now is the is the same system of work, like the every same part of the same architecture, like all the other clouds. As it used to be the nonprofit success pack as a managed package, now it's part of a whole cloud. And next we have next of this, we have the system of agency. That's the Agentforce. So the builder, orchestration, how you orchestrate your agents, and what they call the agentic fabric, which governs the agentic across vendors. And crucially, it's open to any agent through MCP, and not just owned by Salesforce. And on the top of this, the hierarchy is the system of engagement. So the system of engagement is, in this case, you can think Slack, or any other workspace you're engaging with your team, like or WhatsApp or Teams. You have a channel, you have a group, and you work together with a team at the company, and this is the system of engagement. And underneath the whole thing, holding it together, is the trust layer. So the Salesforce trust layer, which works across with OpenAI, Anthropic, Gemini, Llama, and other open sources model. So, but maybe you are thinking, so is this open to any agent? So how open this is? So here, if you can see the other slides, so Salesforce 360 is open to any agent. So based on all the layers, system of engagement, agency, work, context, opened, you can see the 60 plus here, MCP tools, 30 plus pre-built skills, and organized along the exact same 4 system we discussed, which is easy and to use and are easy for reusable for any from any MCP compatible agent. And if you're technical and you want the details Salesforce MCP server, you can check chipset at Salesforce/MCP, and it's right standard for the right alongside standard with the Salesforce command line interface. But we are thinking maybe what is needed to build here. So checking here all the framework, you have the next slide here. So you can see the full life cycle, and the reason here it matters as it's a complete one. So starting with design, build, test, evaluate, deploy, observe, and the whole loop is wrapped in governance here. Most of the pieces are generally available now, and a couple are now in pilot or preview, and you're not waiting for the roadmap to start. The core is shippable today, which means you can start it today. And all the loop is going throughout the loop is going to be available soon, where you can start. And always you're going to start with designing and building, testing that. But what I could say, for example, so we have done the why, and we have done also how you build it. Let's now stretch where it goes. So let's check where this goes. So here you can see the 3 layers here built with any coding agent or IDE. So for the non-technical people, so the IDE is the integrated development environment, built with any UI user interface framework, deploy on any surfaces. So quicker set on these 3 pillars here. Any coding agent of IDE, we covered that. Now the UI framework and any surface we're going to cover on the next slide. And I want to show you the next slide with a video how a modern travel platform is using this using Salesforce Headless to deploy agent across multiple surfaces.
Engine was a company going through explosive growth.
There's now 1,000 of us inside the company. It's just scaled tremendously. We're a modern travel and spend management platform. It's a very big space, very ripe for disruption.
Members of our support team were doing 300 cancellations a day.
And we were all doing the best we could with the tools and resources we had available to us at the time.
But there was still only so far you could go with that.
You simply need something that is ubiquitous, that everything can tie into. Salesforce is the operating system that makes it seamless. It's the platform that the world runs on.
We had the use case, we had the right partner. And Demetria and I just had the willpower. We're going to get this thing done.
We built what's now called Ava, Engine's virtual assistant, in 12 days.
The first few days were spent just opening up Agentforce Builder, typing in prompts. We tried to break it every which way we could before we put it in front of customers.
I've worked with chatbots in the past, and agents are just a lot different. Trailhead makes it very easy to start learning, and that allowed us to develop Eva very quickly. We track how many of our cases are actually handled by Eva, and we are at 50%. She could now recall information about a booking, answer people's questions about their reservations, saving the reps so much time so that they can focus on things that really matter.
Now we have 5 agents helping across the company, whether that's customer-facing or employee-facing. Agentic AI is only as powerful as the systems that you connect it to. Making sure it's rooted and connected to the right data is mission critical.
Data 360 is at the heart of our infrastructure. Without it, we wouldn't be unified.
And for customers, you're getting what you want faster. Slackbot now is essentially an extension of the knowledge base. New people can go into Slackbot and say, who does this? And where would I find that? Having our entire knowledge base in Slack in a moment's notice is a game changer.
Slackbot truly is the ultimate teammate.
5 years ago, the question always was, is this possible? Can we do that? And now it's like, of course we can.
Having Agentforce, Data 360, Tableau, and Slack integrated in one system is just extremely efficient.
It's no longer humans versus agents, it's humans with agents.
CSAT goes up, costs to deliver go down, customers are happier, we're getting them answers faster. What's the trade-off? There's no trade-off.
You can feel it from every person at Engine. We all actually believe in this agentic enterprise.
It's just an incredible opportunity for all these businesses. if you run on Salesforce today, I mean, you're nuts if you don't.
I have to go back. Okay, so everyone saw the video about Engine, modern travel platform, how they use the Headless 360 to deploy agent experience across multiple surfaces. So in that case, they were using the Slack and Slack bot. And what part of this actually matters is they wanted to grow the travel platform, and they went from months of development down to 12 days. And same security review covered over. And because the permission, the trust layer platform, the trust layer of the travel platform was maintained. Here we have the other slide. So thinking about building with any coding agent or IDE, and this is where actually I think most of the developers get more excited, and because this is what they do every day. So Agentforce Vibe 2.0 was January available, like 30 days ago, so June 1st, and which turned the Visual Studio Code into a provider agnostic and it deliver IDE. So provider agnostic in this case means it's a multi-model using, for example, Cloud Sonnet or Cloud Opus or GPT-5, both of these choosing, and it can orchestrate multiple agents across working together, and it is backed by the same 30 plus skills and 60 plus MCPs we showed before. And personally here, I think giving here a concrete example, so let me make here more concrete for my own work. I built and have been using for a couple of months the Cloud Code and on Visual Studio, and working daily with that against clients, orgs, using on the sandbox. And the shift here is that I'm no longer describing how to do something step by step, but I'm describing what is the need, what I want. And the agent is grounded with the org metadata, can figure it out by itself. And for a small team, that's the difference between needing a developer and being able to move on your own. And what I can say for the organization and profits, and that's my second non-profit point here. You don't need an army of developers for this. An admin who knows the non-profit cloud data model can get a real useful agent behavior, because the metadata grounding does the heavy lifting part, and not hard written code with this. And but let's check how this is going to build with any UI framework. So checking the slide here. So first, about the framework. So this is a Salesforce multi framework, which is planned to become generally available in July, in upcoming days. And here's what changed today. Building a UI in Salesforce means learning Salesforce way to do it. So multi-framework means your agent and apps using the industry standards frameworks like React language, which is a big one as industry standard frameworks. And they can work on that, meaning without knowing and learning the Salesforce way of doing it. How or why this matters. So think about what that does to the talent pool in this case. So right now, if you want to hire someone for the talent hiring people, so companies, recruiters, if they want to hire someone to build on Salesforce, they need to find someone who knows the Salesforce specific UI. And with this, anyone who knows with the new UI framework, Salesforce multi framework, so anyone who knows React, a language, which now there's a huge pool of these developers, they can ship high quality features without learning the Salesforce specific UI, and without everyone still learning that, and while everything still runs in the Salesforce security and governance. And for non-profit, if I can say here, trying to find or afford technical help, this opens up the access to the people. So if it was difficult to find in a small pool of talented people with Salesforce UI skills, now there's a bigger pool of talented people with standard industry standard framework like React, who knows, and it's quietly more open access now, even for non-profits, what I wanted to point. And let's check more how this is deployed in any surface. Okay, yeah, this is 1L here, deploy on any surface. And the Agentforce experience layer. If you can see here, for example, you can see on Teams, you can see on Cloud, on Codex, on Slack, on Gemini. So here, only here, you can see there are 5 different experience layers. And the core idea of this, just going straight of this, the core idea is you separate the business logic, the data, and the permission from the screen. So you define what an experience is, the intent once. So meaning you defined what experience is and your intent once, you don't need to rerun it many times. And then it renders natively to everywhere the user works. So the point of this is, for example, in this example, you have a car rental confirmation. So the same underlying experience is defined just one time. And then here it renders natively. If you can see the Microsoft Teams, in Slack, in WhatsApp, in ChatGPT, in Cloud, and you didn't need to rebuild this 5 times. You just define it one time and it was rendered in different experience layer by itself. And it shows up correctly, consistently, and secure in every surface. Now, connecting this back to where I started. So the volunteers live, for example, in WhatsApp. The program staff live in Slack Teams. They don't live in the Salesforce. And the experience layer means case update. It can be a case update on Slack, or it can be on Slack or WhatsApp. And so when somebody is defining the experience in that and the intent, only one time is going to be surfaced in all the experience layers. So the team, maybe some are using WhatsApp or Teams or Slack or Cloud or ChatGPT. And here, so we are going actually Headless workshop. So we're still planning. If I can show the other screen here. I don't know if everyone can see the other screen. Yeah. For Salesforce next month, it can be actually between July and August. It's going to have a workshop. It's going to be in-person workshop. So for the international participants, I think each of the community, they can have their local, during July, August, local workshop for building Headless 360. And there are going to be 2 workshops. So starting with, let me go back to starting with Headless 360 Quick Start. So which is the Quick Start one to activate the MCP server on the Salesforce. to create the app, connect the app on the Salesforce to connect with cloud. And there will also be the Headless 360 workshop, which is more advanced, to explore the Salesforce hosted MCP, to build with Agentforce Vibe, build a multi-framework app with React, explore the Salesforce hosted MCP and Agentforce Vibe. And these two workshops are going to be in person, and as everyone is going to follow the part of the workshop. This part, let me go. Okay, so yeah, the presentation is over, and the announcement for the workshop for in person is going to be around July, the period of July, August. Here I don't, okay, thank you. So here I want to open actually the space for discussion or any question you might have.
Hey, Malio.
Yes.
So I just wanted to know if we have a hands-on for Headless 360 where we can go out and try all this.
Yes, actually, for the workshop I showed you, here to the workshops, there the quick one and the advanced one. Here you have the hands-on org, the sign up, to sign up and to connect it with Salesforce MCP. Also to the other one is going to have actually, because not everyone has cloud license and Anthropic cloud license, and is going to have a Salesforce test environment for this instead of cloud.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, the answer is yes, everyone is going to have the test environment for hands-on training. I don't know any other question if you might have. For example, I think who takes from the team who is using mostly the UI part. So if you are thinking, for example, does this replace the Lightning or the Salesforce UI? And I would say no in this case. So the Lightning Web Components, the reports, dashboards, all these stays as they are. Headless is just an expansion. You cannot, if you want, for example, you can just go to the browser, log in the salesforce.com, log in there, you have the Lightning and use it there. But if not, you can access it from other experience layers. So this is just an expansion of this, and it's the same logic, and it's now reachable outside of the browser. And nothing you use it today goes away. I don't know, any other question or point of discussion together? Or if you want to wait Miguel in 1 hour of when he lands. Thank you. Thank you, Amy. And today also there was an announcement actually for new Salesforce MVPs for the Salesforce MVP class of 2026 and the Salesforce renewed MVPs and the Salesforce Hall of Fame. Maybe I can use this time to just show it quickly. Yeah, this, if you can see the screen, this was the announcement for the new Salesforce class of MVP class of 2026 and the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame are the Salesforce MVPs who've been keeping the MVP status for 5 years in a row, and they become after 5 years Hall of Fame. And MVP status you need to keep every year to be with a nomination and with a feedback, contribution, and mostly Salesforce MVP is about expertise, leadership, and generosity. And you can find out yourself. So just search the Salesforce MVP class of 2026, and this was posted on the Trailblazer community page on the LinkedIn. And you have here the new Salesforce MVPs. We are happy because this year and the others, if you can see the names, we have Daniel Baptista, we have Paulina and Christina. So we have many speakers who have been to Albania Germain, spoke. Daniel spoke this year, Christina last year, and Paulina last year, and who became also Ali Said, and who became Salesforce MVP. Also, Chetan has been speaking to Albania Germain. And these are all the renewed Salesforce MVPs for this year and the Hall of Fame. What is actually feeling proud of this is because all the Salesforce MVPs people are connected with each other, and this community, Salesforce, not only the MVPs but the whole Trailblazer community contributes and engage with all together in different community events like this, online community event or in person, or so conferences, one day dreaming community events. Any other question or thinking? So actually, I know one question maybe you're a bit thinking is about the cost of this. Actually, because I've been thinking about this too.
Yes, I
And
wanted
honest,
to ask, how do business actually pay for Salesforce Agentforce? It's like token based or they pay for license?
yes. So for Salesforce, they pay license, but for the whole this Headless 360 and Agentforce, honestly, so Salesforce hasn't fully spelled here out the license model, how it's going to be. And so my advice for this is bestly to talk to a Salesforce account executive for the pricing of this. For the Salesforce core is by license. So you get, let's say, Sales Cloud Enterprise Edition or Professional Edition, and by user license the core. And for the agentic enterprise, also it used to be the Einstein one platform, which is add-on. So it's a license add-on for on your Salesforce. You already, let's say, you're paying 160 for enterprise edition user license, and then you add this Einstein capability feature. But regarding the Salesforce Headless 360 agentic enterprise, not yet. Honestly, there is no spelled out like the model for the license. And also for developers, I don't know, I have it. Yeah, I have some developers in the group here. So maybe you are thinking about all this, the headless part, because now you are not accessing the Salesforce from the traditional way. You are just accessing from anywhere, Cloud, ChatGPT, Slack, WhatsApp, etc. And will this actually eat or burn the API limits? And I can say yes. So it can, because every MCP, command line interface, API call counts to your daily limit. And the Enterprise Edition has hundreds of thousands REST calls for a 24 hours period. And but yeah, it counts. So it needs to monitor the usage and to set alerts for this API part. And yeah, so this is, you can also use non-Salesforce agents. So you can use Cloud or GPT, any MCP compatible agent. So connects with the Salesforce MCP server. So if you've been thinking, can I use only Agentforce for this headless part and working on Salesforce? So the answer is no, you can use non-Salesforce agents. So you can use any MCP compatible agent, which can connect to the Salesforce MCP server, and API are the standard HTTP and OAuth, so any language or framework works for this. That would be, yeah. Yes, and Eric, I believe that. Yeah, that's why for the limit, it's gonna be easy. So let's say if you have a huge team, everyone is doing the headless part. I don't know if they're going to go with any update regarding this. But so far, what is best is actually to monitor the API limits and the API callouts and to set a usage alert, the best scenario for the moment. Okay. Any other question? And I can say it for the non-profit teams who are here. So the homework I can say is going to be small and concrete. So the first starting with cleaning up the sharing model, picking up a read-only workflow flow, and surface it, try to use it on Slack, and come back to the workshop. So we're going to get more deeper on this in person, the workshop. If there are not going to be any other questions, so I want to thank you everyone for spending the evening with me, and the recording is going to go out, and we are going to keep you posted for the next in-person event with the workshop on the Salesforce Agentic Enterprise and Headless. And I'm around in the chat, so if you want to keep talking or we connect on the LinkedIn. So thank you and take care, everyone.
Thank you, Marlo. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Hey, Javid, I just saw your question, but we can connect on LinkedIn and discuss it further.
Thank you.
Let me just send you my
Thank you. No problem.
LinkedIn.
Hai, Heavy. Smo kthen mesazhe, po s'ka lidh.
Na? Ja, ta çova tani. Se tani e pash në fund. O në kësi në Boston.
Po, në Boston këtu, sa dhe.
Mirë fare. Unë është këtu ndisi, po është një dregës të të ne. Edhe duke folun, good afternoon, që thoja.
Po shumë mirë.
Po ishin edhe Amerikanë, këtu që mojnë pjesë, faktere gosa që ishte Amerikanë, të tjerë.
Po.
E, mjeca.
Kishte ca të huaj, po.
Po, edhe nga India. Se unë me Enrikun jemi këtu në Amerikë, për naj.
Po ke shku edhe ti atje,
Po, edhe unë jam Washington DC, Enrikun
Ti
Boston.
jeton atje ose?
Unë jam me punë, po.
Po.
Po sakte i sani.
Shkon e vina, po super.
Po.
Kaloni mirë.
Kështu e mirë, e mirë gjojmë, kalofsh mirë, me pafshëm. Ciao Enrik, gjojmë, ciao.
Ciao, Gjojmë.